thing too.
Yeah.
What is that?
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
preventative maintenance, suspension maintenance. We should do that as well.
Yeah, that's going to be Friday's video, actually.
Well, there's like some big controversy where people were telling me, how can you say that suspension stuff is preventative maintenance? There's no grease fittings in certain suspension components. And what people need to understand is preventative maintenance just it doesn't come from what you can immediately touch and service. Preventative maintenance comes from when something starts to fail and you can feel something's not right, getting on top of it right there to prevent something from further getting damaged because of this initial sequence of this damage that's happened.
And that goes to checking it at a certain mileage.
Checking it, having it inspected, getting it to the dealer to do your annual inspections and stuff like that. All that is tied into preventative maintenance, and people don't realize it's not just changing your oil. Preventative maintenance is much more than that.
More.
That going to be talked about on Friday with preventative maintenance to your front end and just what you do if you are greasing those grease points, even like ES's 450. I think I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Hold on, here it comes.
Rotating your tires.
Yep, cross rotating your tires just from the front. If you're a DRW, man, that was rough. We're going to have a few things we'll talk about today. Big one, obviously, is this 22 heated seat fix. I'm going to be doing a video on it showing you, you guys on the outside, what we're going to have to do on the inside, just like I showed you with 21 EO4 or 21 EO7. That's at recall. The Duties where people were complaining about the idle going up. And then I showed you the deep sleep. And then I'm going to show you this. This was a big one. A lot of people complained. And I think a lot of people came to the dealership and had enough reports with Ford and they looked into it. This has been an ongoing at least 6 months or so, probably more actually, trying to figure this out. And it's an update, software update for the driver seat module. So I'm curious to see if in fact that's going to take care of both seats. We're thinking it's going to. What up, Vices 3? And it's important. I mean, a lot of guys were kind of ticked off that they would think the functionality of it being automatic in the instrument cluster during remote start function would activate the heated seats, cooled seats, steering wheel, what have you. So I'm excited to get. I'm trying to think. I thought I had somebody local. In fact, I think I do. I have a 22 Tremor, antimatter blue, by the way, and in fact, I'm going to ask him if I can do it. I know his doesn't work now that I'm thinking about it. Now, who else out there right now? I know New York Sucks. He is a candidate of the heated seats not functioning when you turn the remote start on. Who else in here right now has got a 22 and up? Well, I guess just 22.
There's also another one I saw that was posted on message board today about the instrument cluster going blank. And it's not the IPC, it's actually the IPC module. There's two different modules on the 23s.
Let's see right there. 23 Super Duty vehicles equipped with a 12.3-inch IPC may experience a blank screen. Diagnostic trouble code 108E. This may due to a faulted graphics interface processor or a
JIP. The JIP.
My 23 does that.
Really?
The JIP. Yep.
Yeah, like it'll turn off or it'll start real slow. And then like you turn off the truck, you open the door and get out and the music still plays for a second.
The JIP is faulted and the IPC module requires replacement. Oh, wow.
Yep.
Interesting.
I was reading that when you beat me to the short this morning or this afternoon.
There's a bunch of them.
I really like the 22 to 23 F-150 5-liter oil leak that requires a short block replacement. I think that's really cool.
Really?
Porous cast at the oil filter assembly.
So you need a short block replacement for 2020 to 2023?
2022 to 2023.
Oh, and that's, where'd you say that location was to inspect?
It's the where the oil filter adapter mounts to the block.
Oh,
So you can't just replace the oil
It's
filter
the block
adapter?
is porous.
Uh,
Yep.
Two Dog Garage, that's not a software program. That is something called Nav TV. Type that into my channel videos. It's on my mod playlist, and it actually is an interface between your APIM, which is the interface that runs your screen and everything, and that is what does the feature you're trying to do.
18.3 or 18.8 hours for that short block.
yeah. Should be more than that, but okay.
Daniel, it's a fix for 22 only. My 20 heated and cooled won't come on. I have a 20 and mine do. My instrument cluster settings for climate control are set for auto. I would just double check that you have that turned on, but it's worth a try. I haven't heard of any 20s having this problem. Yes, Ray, I have never done that before.
What
Ray, yeah, if you guys get a sec, Rain Man Repairs put up a really cool short, and it was actually smoke testing the crankcase, and you could actually see the smoke pouring out the belly side of the crank seal. I thought that was really cool. I wonder if I could ever do that with a Superduty.
You can.
yeah. Copy.
That's pretty
That's one of the-
interesting.
That's one of the ways we check our, we get a lot of those, Ray, what are those called? Those Porsche SUVs, the,
Cheyennes?
The
Cheyennes?
Cayman or something?
yeah, like the Cayman or whatever it is. We've done a few of those oil seals where you got to take off the whole crank, and then the front seal is built into an actual plate that gets RTV'd to the front of the block. And they, by 40, 50,000 miles, you can run a smoke test, and you can see the smoke start pouring right around that crank seal and stuff around there, just billowing out of there because those seals are junking those things.
That was really cool to see. I hadn't seen that before.
Yeah, it had a mystery oil saturation on the front of that block, and I couldn't find out what it was. I just couldn't figure it out, and I had to pull it out to do that rear main anyway, because the rear main was just dripping. It was pouring out the rear. And I'm going, I need to figure out how to make sure that front seal isn't leaking before I put this thing back inside of the car.
Right.
I go, let's just smoke test it and find out. Let's just, and sure enough, I didn't think it was going to work. Sure enough, I look over and it was just shooting right out of the bottom of the seal.
It was really weird seeing the flex plate and then the part of the intake where you put the throttle body on. That's not where
Yeah.
those two should
Yeah,
be.
it was backwards.
That was funny.
V8 front wheel drive.
Hold on, gotta blow the old schnoz.
Ew, gross. Mute. Put it on mute, bro.
Oh, let it rip.
He didn't put it on.
Sharing is caring.
This whole time I thought I was muted. I hit the button and it didn't say it, and then
Oh,
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to put you through that. Oh, that sneeze.
I didn't hear it.
Sneeze.
Do it again.
These guys almost button hooked me. Hey, you better not to mention that again. Come closer. I cannot hear you.
I really didn't hear you do it.
Oh,
It's superimposed.
that was superimposed. Tom Jubb, we are excited. Gordon, of course, can't forget Mr. Gordon. But another pusher and some barbecue, perhaps. Proud Canadian. Hello.
We can talk customer supplied parts too. And yeah,
For something today in Ford app campaign 22E04 transmission reprogram PCM TCM no remedy available. What the that's all I think that really is just a software update for the PCM and TCM. But there's a whole variety of different build date ranges too. Mine's in it. I don't know if I want to do it yet, but I don't know. We'll see. 22E04. A lot of people are going to get this done if they bring their vehicle to the dealer, and a lot of people were saying that when they bring their stuff in, yes, limitless too. When we bring their vehicles in for maintenance, they're automatically doing these recalls, and especially the wiper arm recalls. How many wiper arm recalls you guys are doing? Whole crap ton of them. A lot of them have been replaced, just the wiper arms. A
They need
couple
a-
of them.
They need to hurry up and get these PM sensors done so I can stop telling technicians they're gonna have to wait.
Oh man, I know.
You talking about the wiper arm or the wiper motor?
The wiper arm.
Because the F-150 had the
22,
wiper motors.
Correct. Hello from Las Vegas. Okay, Tim OD at Ford Boss, he's got a question for you. He says, how much would an 04 town car with 120K on it and a little northern rust be worth?
prices are coming down on them right now. Unfortunately, they were high, so you would have probably got somewhere around $4,000, maybe $3,500 for it. But let's just put it right now. Your same body style. A guy came in the shop the other day. All it needs is a plastic header panel, which is $80, and a set of lights. And the car's like Arizona health, like no rust, no nothing on this thing. And it only has 92,000 miles on it. He's selling the car for $3,000. So prices have come down like substantially. They were, through the roof, but they're coming down now on those cars. And I would say that one, you might be lucky to get $3,000, $3,500 to a private party. If you push and hold on to it, clean it up real good. Maybe $4,000, but that car probably only like $3,500 max. And I hate to say that.
Let's see here. Where did it go?
That car, like a couple months ago, I mean, maybe 6 months ago, that car would have went for like $5,000 easy.
Chris Renaud is questioning this 22E04 no remedy. I don't know. Remedy for what? The recall, the emissions recall is saying something about the thermal shock and temperature causing inaccurate readings on the PM sensor. So they want you to reprogram the PCM. That is the remedy. You're not replacing any hard parts, just
I think
a reprogram.
a lot of everything now is just gonna be reprogrammed. I don't think you're gonna see a lot of hard part changes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, DS is probably gonna have tons of OTAs within this next year,
What are
I'm
OTA?
sure. Over the air updates.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
what was the issue with the 22 that I got, where I had to go in and get some kind of APIM replaced or something right after I got it?
Yeah, that
TCM.
was, yeah, you said you had, your screen was black or something, wasn't it? Or you had nothing.
Yeah, what for reverse? Reverse camera wasn't working intermittently.
I remember replacing the APIM up underneath or above the brake pedal. And then remember, was it? No, it was your old 450. I had to replace a TCU. That was the one that was bricked.
Yeah.
Connected vehicle.
Yeah, Chris, your dealer about 22E04, and they said no remedy available. Let's do something real quick. Let's screen share everybody so we are all on the same page. Let's see here. Screen share coming up. Hold on. Wrong page.
It's funny that you say no remedy available, because I had a subscriber reach out to me about the 360 camera intermittent blue screen on like the Explorer. And they didn't do hers because they said there's no fix for it. And all you're doing is reprogramming the IP and B.
Let's see here. Okay, now I can screen share. All right, check this out, Mr. Chris. This is what every dealer is going to see. This is what we're going to have to look up here. You can look this up on the internet. 22 E04. Okay, we're only given these certain vehicles built within these build date ranges. And it says, right, let me move this over. It says the reason for this, that the onboard diagnostics may improperly identify a fault in the vehicle emission monitor and may improperly illuminate the check engine light. Additionally, the NOx sensor preheat is not functional in the powertrain calibration. Under certain conditions, this can lead to a thermal shock and suddenly fail the NOx sensor and illuminate the check engine light. This may also lead to potentially higher tailpipe emissions. So for these specific trucks that fall into this category, they are going to want us to update the calibration so that this sensor preheat and this potential torque reduction issue is going to be identified. So this is a possibility of something putting you into a reduced power. And we're going to have to use FDRS to reprogram this. So this should be nothing that your dealer shouldn't be able to take care of. It's, you know, all scan tool stuff. So
Unless there's no update available, it's already updated.
well, the only way they're going to check to see if there is an update available is physically hooking the computer up to your truck. So what you saw right there, what we have to do is reprogram it. We get paid 6/10 of an hour to reprogram both those modules. It's a coordinated flash. So, when you do that, it's going to update the latest calibration available. And I mean, there's no hard parts you're going to change. I doubt your truck's at the latest level, so you probably have an update. Tell them to hook up FDRS. My dealer said 22 E04 was no update unless your truck is somehow affected. Check engine light. I doubt they have any clue, honestly. All right, well, let's nip this in the butt right now. Since this recall is out, anybody who is concerned right now, give me your VIN number, pull up your Ford Pass, copy and paste it into the chat. Let's get your VIN and let's see how many of you 99 guys watching who have 20 and ups, even 20s that were built in 19 Daddy Diesel, that's going to be you, are going to be eligible for this. So let's see, I am in the build date for the first range of 20s. So I am going to be available. I should hook up FDRS and I should have a later calibration for the PCM and TCM and the PDM and DDM for those guys, for you that have had the ghosted out box for the power mirrors folding. There's an update for the DDM and PDM. So there's a whole bunch of stuff updates that you guys probably don't know about. And I mean, you bring your truck in, and I know Aaron Parker, and not a lot of people will do this. Yes, I can check one GCK Niner golfer Frankie. All right, here we go. We got our first VIN. We got a MED. Oh, I can't copy and paste. You mud. Oh, I can. Copying. All right, let's see. Let's see what old jolly old chap's got on his, if he even has it.
Twenty-two
Biden,
EO4.
does he have it?
Yep. Unintended tailgate opening as well.
He does 21 Super Duty. Ooh, he's got 24,000 miles. He's got fuel level of 65%. And he's got some vehicle health alerts. Let's click on, let's check his truck out. Let's screen share this. What screen am I gotta go to screen share? Here we go. So this is the PTS Oasis. This is what we look at for all of the information on every vehicle we work on. We plug the VIN in. You see, we can go to vehicle ID, diagnostics, workshop manual, wiring, PCD. And you guys can all have access to this kind of stuff at motorcraftservice.com. All of this wiring diagrams, everything you see we use is available to the outside as well. So right here, 22 EO4, my man's got 21 MO5, got 2 recalls, 21 MO5. This is only to be performed if the customer is having this problem. 22 EO4 is emissions. It does not mean if you're having this problem. There is an emissions problem that they see is wrong with this, then emissions you do. Safety you do. All of those are now, especially if you have to order parts, that is going to be the determining factor. If we get it done, quick.
That's what those letters mean, in case they didn't know. Like the 22E stands for emissions, S stands for safety, SSM is special service message. Or
I don't know why this isn't loading, but I already showed you guys the dealer bulletin. I can't click on that because that's going to be just the ones that have come into my dealer. I don't know why I can't click on any of these. We're having technical difficulties. But anyway.
I have New York sucks spin.
Yeah, okay. Let's check his.
And that's what he's got.
Oh, what do we got? 23 EO1. Oh, wow. I don't think I've done that. What does that say? Software update. You bet World War III Reef.
And we got deep sleep message.
Oh, yeah, deep sleep. Deep sleep. You know what? New York sucks. Tell the wife. You're going to have to come for a ride. Stop over there at the falls. Crowdster's agreeing. Stop over there at the falls. Check it out. Come on through. Let's take care of that deep sleep. Let's take care of that fan clutchy. Let's take care of the heated seats. And if you're gonna come this far, you might as well order some stuff from Limitless. Get you that dually light, maybe a mirror spot mod. I have a disaster prevention, so I'll make it worth your while. You come out, we'll get some stuff done, knock out these programming issues, because I don't know, people either they don't want to fix people's trucks, or I don't know. Come on, I don't get it.
Tom's.
Mr. Tom, what do we got? Unintended tailgate. Ooh, got the recall. Got PCM update. I can do that for you, Tom, if you want. I can take care of that for you. Get you written up. Can also do the recall, the planetary. We got actually a really good trans tech. He is like I am for my power strokes. 10 speeds are his favorite, and I mean wizard. So if you did bring it in to us, I would definitely have him do it. He's on these all the time. They're his bread and butter. So I mean, if he wants, I'll pull him out. I just don't want to take him apart.
He has the new foggy front cameras now too.
Mm-hmm.
That was new as of today.
Yep, yep. Brian, it is, I think, it is a subscription. I don't know. I think there's some time you can buy or something.
It's by hours or year, and the year is like $2,600.
Oh, shoot.
So this is Tom's.
Okay, what is this? 22N14.
Wait,
Oh,
so-
yeah.
Oh, real quick
Yep.
though, I just want to throw that in there. You can get all data subscriptions for just your vehicle. I think.
Mm.
I think when I got it for the shop, I saw like an ad that says, not a professional shop or a business. You can get like a personal version. So I'm assuming they just sell you the info to your car. So $2,600 for FDRS isn't going to work. See if
Yeah,
they-
and that's a
all
good
that.
point.
Yep.
Because you're gonna just, if you're not having a shop, it's gonna be different. But if you just, like, Ray said, if you just want your, your truck.
uh, doo-doo-doo-doo. We can just answer that right now.
Well, that was a nice Tesla they have there.
Oh, right here we go. Diagnostic tool support. I've always wanted to do this. I just know where I've been
That-
sending people.
That is for IDS. And
It's to log into
FDRS.
IDS and FDRS.
Surface
It's
info.
free to
Yeah,
create,
there we
it's
go.
free to create an account.
So
Oh,
there you go.
man.
1 year,
It's free for me.
30 days,
For real?
72 hours.
Wow.
I mean, in 72 hours, you could go through there and PDF print everything.
That is
Oh
true.
yeah.
Good.
They need to have it forever.
If you guys knew what we had before what we have now, oh my gosh, these wiring diagrams, you hear me in my videos talking about the Ford team who is in charge of doing all the service info and interactive guided routines. They have really nailed it. It makes our job so much easier. It really does. I'd like to talk to them. I'd like to have them on the show and really just talk about the stuff they got. These hyperlinks that we're clicking on and doing all this. We never had this before. And it even FDRS, I'm still getting used to it. If FDRS notices with the VIN that you have hooked up that there are DTCs that have TSBs or bulletins or something out there, there's a big giant star and there's a hyperlink to click on and it automatically takes you to that TSB. You're not sure. It's like, whoa,
I like
And-
this.
man.
And you
yeah,
can
and
you can
look
look
at this stuff.
You can look at 5 modules at one time with FDRS.
That's why it's so slow.
Yeah,
So
I know.
this is, I think, 17.
What is it for that rear?
This is Kevin's.
The year subscription, you get the VCM with it.
No, you gotta get that separately.
How do you order the whole package to make sure you got everything?
You order both of them. You gotta just go through and order both. That's how we. That's how
Isn't
we
the
had to do
VCM
it.
like isn't the VCM like $600 or $900 or something like that?
You can get the
Uh,
IDS and the VCM for like $1,500.
I
It's
don't
a-
even
it's
think
a
you can
kit.
get VCM2 anymore.
Hold on.
If you go to
What do you
Rotunda,
have
you
for
can get
the
it on
what do you
there.
have for the Ambo, Anthony? A VCM3?
I have a VCM too.
Oh, do you?
I mean, they're out there. I mean, I can get one.
I mean, I have one. I just, I don't
Yeah.
think you can order a new one.
All that Motorcraft does is just give you
Right.
the subscription for an entire year. It'll give you a key code.
So to get VCM3, you have to get a computer.
Well, that's lame.
But they'll sell you VCMM.
Mine's not on a
So
Panasonic.
for like
though.
$5,000, right, or something.
Probably.
Call for pricing.
Last I checked,
Mhm.
it was like 44 or 4,600, but that was the complete kit.
Jeez.
Mine's
Let
on a
me lo-
Lenovo. Mine's not on a Tough Book or anything.
Let me log into my account and we'll see what my cost is.
It's,
Lenovo's all right.
it's insanely less than what we pay.
I doubt it.
Thought it was like,
So 300 for the VCM Lite. 46.99.
yeah. Yep.
Damn.
But that
Some exp-
VCMM does stuff that none of the other scan tools do. You can hook up your own fuel pressure transducer in line and then put it in line with the fuel pressure.
Oh, I got a cool one to show you guys. This is brand new for 2022 that you use VCMM for. I already told Aaron about it, so it's not anything special to him now. Engine, diagnostics, general procedures, running compression.
Oh,
Look at this. You can do a running compression test with VCMM
Wow.
with the pressure transducer and an
look
adapter.
at that.
Now that is what's up.
That's pretty incredible. Hooking the scan tool right into the belly of the beast.
There's another cool thing too for NVH. I think it's in here, if I'm not mistaken. It might not be. It might be under the engine still.
When was the last time you used the NVH, the scanner or whatever, like when we initially went through Ford training, went through the
Been a while.
program, and then
I
hooked up
used it once at the dealer, the MTS 4000 or whatever it is.
I've never
I just
touched
used it in class. I used it in class. That was it.
I never
We
touched
gotta-
it outside of training.
We got to use the chassis ears if this rear axle still has this clunk.
You got the wireless chassis ears?
I believe so.
You could use the oscilloscope and hook it up to a 3mm jack and connect it to chassis ear so you can see the noise on a line. Instead of listening for it in the chassis ears, you hook the 3mm jack up to the VCMM, turn on oscilloscope, and you can see the noise instead of just having to hear it. All with
like
a 3mm jack adapter. Like,
I like
whoa.
that. There's just, what are you plugging into the VCM3? The male version of the
You're only
Head
that's not
jack?
VCMM. That's only VCMM.
Oh,
Is
that's
it
what
like
I
a
meant.
breakout box that you're putting in there?
You put in there's an adapter that goes to the VCMM, like your
Oh, okay.
channel plug.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
goes
yeah.
to
Okay,
3.5mm aux.
I
And you
gotcha.
plug it into the chassis ears.
That's cool.
Okay,
That's
okay.
cool.
So the sound is turned into a digital spike, so you can hear it instead of see it, or you can see it instead of hear it, which would have been nice for me when I got thrown on all wind noise and all that crap, and I can't hear nothing.
How do you fix a foggy 18-350 front camera? Do I need to replace it or can I clean it? You're gonna need to replace it. And when you replace it, you're gonna have to do a LIN module or BCM camera
Here we go.
initialization with
Connect it to
force
LIN
scan.
network.
Yep.
Here we go. See if I can pop this out.
Dang, look at that shot code.
Where is it? Yeah, right here. You can do vacuum. I believe it's vacuum too, but it's pretty cool that you can connect it and be able to see a noise, not have to hear it.
Wow.
But there's some cool stuff going on with this VCMM.
I think the start of it was with Swiss and having the ability to see what we're doing and put, annotations up. And now we got, diving into the car even more. Like, I wonder if they're going to have ability for you to control the VCMM while it's hooked up and have some sort of connectability between.
Technically, we do, as long as the dealer has WebEx. We can screen share just like you do
Yeah.
on Zoom
Zoom, yeah.
with your forescan.
Yeah.
So technically, we do. if we want to go down that road.
Hey, A-Rod and Ray and Ford Boss, James from Chevrolet and Cali. What?
What's up, man?
Any of you guys still know how to use a GM Tech Tool scan tool?
Hell no.
I still have a Tech 2.
Okay, Stephen
Oh.
Westmoreland, what do you need to know?
Anyone knows how to use the hammerhead?
DS is
It's a
probably
pretty
sawing
basic
logs.
scan tool.
Reminds me of NGS.
The hammerhead?
Mm-hmm. What's up, good people? 22F2567. Is there a fix for AC fan speed just randomly going full apeshit out of nowhere? I have it set to 1 and it randomly will go full 8 with ice air. I can't say I've ever had anybody complain of that. Kind of weird. Well,
Does it have automatic temperature control?
yeah, we need some more info. I don't know. Give us your VIN. You might have connected vehicle data. We might be able to look at onboard diagnostic trouble codes. But yeah, if you have the dual automatic climate control, that function would happen if you hit the auto button. But I'm assuming you probably know that. Yes. Are you there? Maybe he's on the submarine with those people who went and saw the Titanic. He's gone. He gone. Hello, DS. Earth to DS.
He's out.
He out.
He's not in the game.
DS trucks. He's out.
He's out the game.
You want to see that charger real quick?
Dude, show us that charger. I want to see those jumper cables again. You said they were 2-aught?
Yeah, I mean they're maybe not, maybe they're 2 or 4. They're big. They're like the size of your finger. This thing here. It gives you the readout of everything that's going on, tells you the amp hour at which it's charging the battery, tells you the voltages that it's set at. I got it in repair cycle right now. This is a battery that's been sitting on it's a test. It's my NOCO 5. It's been sitting out here in the rain for like 2.5 months. Literally, it's been sitting here in the rain and everything. I haven't touched it. I haven't moved it. I wanted to see how this NOCO holds up, and it's been beautiful. Keeps this thing charged 100%. But this charger here, this is my arm. This is how big this thing is. It is longer or about the size from my fingertip to my elbow. And that's how tall it is. And it's almost my hand length in width, maybe a little bit less. In front of
How
it
heavy
right
you
here.
think that is?
Probably, I don't know. I said 20 pounds earlier, probably closer to like 12 pounds, 10, 12 pounds, something like that. But it's, this is what it is right here. It's over here on this other side. Let me walk around to this box over here. And then there's a probe. See this probe right here in the middle? There's a wire.
Oh, yeah.
Along, and I have it sitting here. So the probe is touching the top of the battery and it senses the battery temperature. And if you got a frozen battery or if it's like wintertime, this thing it's got smart technology built into it through that temperature probe. And it can increase or decrease how it charges based on the temperature that it sees. So it doesn't ruin your battery if it's like frozen or something like that.
Huh. There it is.
It's the Tornado 90,000 from Top Gun. And this thing it's crazy. It does all kinds of stuff. Keeps here's the stuff that it does here.
I dig it. I mean, you can never have a bad jump box. I mean, sometimes those little packs, I'm really surprised with my newer updated NOCO. doing ambulances straight dead, hooking up that passenger battery and fire right up. So we've come a long way, and I think the one that Ford Boss has got actually probably would be worth a what to actually keep in your arsenal.
And
This year I
Noco
got-
fire up my 7.3 with no batteries in it.
Well, I think Anthony's got the biggest NOCO I've ever seen. Anthony's kit is the largest one that I've seen so far. It's
What's he got?
He's got the big daddy.
what is it, like 10,000 amps or something like that, Anthony, or whatever?
It's something like that. It's huge,
The
man.
jump pack?
Yeah,
It's-
I'll
it's-
pull it up
Oh,
right now.
The thing that
Shoot.
the thing that he has is like absolutely freaking massive, man. We have a 4,000 that's a big jump pack, but I had just a basic 2,000 one, and it wasn't just NOCO. A lot of these, even these off-brand companies like Top Gun had a 2,000. Then there was I have a review on my channel that's pretty popular of an off-brand. It was like $89, and it was a 3,000 ampere. And I went out to a diesel truck that had like flat out 2 dead batteries, like would barely even get a click out of it. And that thing, just one jump pack, started that 6.7 up immediately. Just boom, fired it right up. And that wasn't even a name brand one. So a lot of this lithium technology has come a really, really, really long way. And NOCO seems to be the head of all of the jump packs, but
Yeah.
there are other companies out there like Top Gun, and I forget some of the other names and stuff like that. But I got this.
Go ahead.
I got this because I have a lot of vehicles, and I mean, I don't have a lot of vehicles, but I have enough vehicles that it's annoying that I'm having to replace batteries every other year because I don't drive the vehicles enough and I trash the batteries. And when I hook one of these, especially this, like the Tornado 9000, and I can see what's going on, and I can tell based on how it's charging, what type of amperages it's putting out, on whether or not I'm actually going to be able to revive that battery, and I'm just wasting my time.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Mine. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
go ahead. No, you're good. I bought it because or no, I had them send it to me because for one to review for you guys, because I think it would be good for a lot of shops. We get a lot of vehicles in that have been sitting for years. And then the customers are like, all of a sudden they come up with money and they're like, fix it. And it's thousands of dollars. And the last thing that you need is to deal with a freaking customer's battery that you're having to jumpstart every time you turn around. So sometimes we get lucky and we can throw them on these chargers. And some of these chargers are smart enough to actually take them through a reviving cycle, and they actually revive them. And, I got called out on my channel because people are like, oh, it's not worth it. Just spend $150. Well, I went out and bought this NOCO for $59.99, and I took a battery that was flat out dead that wouldn't hold a charge at all. Drove an hour and a half from Dundee down here to where I'm at by Alsip. It would not charge the battery. I stuck it on this NOCO for 3 days and ran it through 5 repair cycles, and now the vehicle starts up every single time
No
after
kidding.
running. Yeah, so reviving works from these units. These companies know how to what is it, desulfate the cells and stuff like that, and the process to go through to build in the technology. So having something like this around, especially if you got a couple vehicles or fleet vehicles, or you work at a shop, something like this is important to have around.
Thanks a lot, Chris. Patrick F. I appreciate you, man.
Is this one?
Yeah, I was getting ready to share it. It's
Yeah,
6,200. Yeah, 6250 amp. That's the one I got right there.
Dang.
That's a big boy.
It'll jumpstart a dead horse. I'm telling you that right now. I ain't got no trouble.
35 pounds of it.
It
How
comes
much
in a
did it
carrying case. You can just throw it over your shoulder, man. When it's not in the case, it's not heavy.
Dude, I bet you could stick weld with that thing.
Probably could. I'm gonna try that. I'll try that
That's a
tomorrow.
bad boy.
I'll let
Look
you
at
know.
that.
That
Yeah,
is
it's-
nuts, man.
I mean, the one you really just
24 volt. Oh, wow.
12 and 24.
this is
I have
like
those.
this is like the go-to one.
Go
diesel
back
guys.
a page.
Off mine.
That's the
Go
one
back a
I've
page.
got.
I
What's the
got
one- What's the one that's
Go
the
up.
4,100 and it's like 4,100 or something like that's the one we have.
Here's one that's 4250.
Yeah, that's
Go
the one we
down.
have. I think that's the one. The GBX 155.
Yeah.
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 So I got the 500 plus, and then I have the one that's next to it.
Those are my favorite.
Yeah, the 251 plus. I have one of those too.
Those things are crazy.
Yeah, that thing. I love that jump box.
Nothing. Good to go. Need an oil change though. Mm. Ooh, there's a message for that one.
Let's see what it is.
Well, that's just that reprogram.
Mm.
But it may not be available if the truck was built with with no PM sensor, so you're SOL.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've had to
A
tell
lot of guys don't have that.
I've had to tell so many technicians, well, there's nothing you can do if there's no updates. Sorry. Keep monitoring Oasis. Sorry.
I'm sorry, this Nutella is good. I got it all over my fingers. I will say, after driving 23 Super Duty for more than 10 minutes, these are some bad dudes, man. I've never been in a Super Duty that has kept itself in the lane and braked and took off from a light without me doing anything. It was pretty wild. Heads up display. I really liked it. I thought it was cool. I don't know. A lot of guys are
You spin the tires in that. Let it rip, tater chip.
no, I didn't think it was that much faster.
That's what Diaz said.
Who are you talking about? I don't see him.
You know, that guy that sometimes shows up.
Hmm.
Yeah. The part timer,
That's weird.
president's offspring. I mean, I shouldn't say
Mr. Brian's truck.
that.
Awkward silence. What happened?
I don't know.
Looking at Mr. Brian's truck. You see, I got the LSD installed in the Grand Marquis.
Grand Marquis.
Yeah, I got the Yukon locker or the Yukon posi track in.
Did you have him put those tailpipes on to make it look like a Marauder, or not to make it look like a Marauder, but like,
Yeah,
you know,
it's got the shotgun pipes and everything, just like the Marauder has, and
those are dope.
it's rear cat delete because it's not monitored. 2.5-inch pipes, X pipe, Flowmaster X pipe, and then the Super 40s. And then I just got done with the massive rear suspension, so I pulled all the factory stuff out and added all new upper and lower, and then Watts Link tubular suspension with polyurethane bushings, and then Ford Racing 373 gear set with a Yukon LSD. And then last night I called Marty up from Marty's Speed Shop, or Marty or Mo, and I got the Marty tune. He specializes in those cars, so he sent me the SCTX4 out with custom shift for the transmission and 93 octane, as well as some other little juicy stuff going along with it until I add the boost. So that's on the way. He confirmed tonight that I should be receiving it here soon, and we're gonna roll.
Pedal monster. Look at these two guys talking about it. Yes, it's worth every penny. Every person that has installed it in their truck has either texted me, called me, or emailed me and said, I am so glad I listened to you. I got it. This is the best thing. Holy crap. And it's been nothing but smile. I told Ray, we were chatting with Ray, and I say, oh my God. It's no joke, I swear. And it's so cool because you have such a wide variety of settings. 4 settings, 10 increments for each. So you can really dial in where you want, your
It just makes the truck feel different,
oh
man.
man.
Makes it feel so like peppy and sporty, and it's like whoa,
Mhm.
whoa, whoa. Every time I would touch the gas, I was like, whoa.
I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
You know what's funny?
What's so
Both of
funny?
my vehicles have linear pedal acceleration. The Mariner, the truck, and the Volkswagen.
Wow.
They look.
And they're all through drive-by-wire.
I don't know if
pedal
this is gonna
monster
be
here.
I don't know if this is going to be something we're going to be seeing with 23s, but I have twice already got 2 23s complaining of HVAC problems, and they were both kind of complaining on some kind of similar. Dude says he can hear the blower motor on, but there's nothing coming out the vents. And if there is anything coming out of the vents when this happens, I mean, it's barely anything. Why would the evap temp sensor be reading 120 degrees? I don't think that's conducive for good AC operation. So that AC compressor is running and running and running and not shutting off, and it's turning that evap core and lines to a block of ice. And air does not flow through a block of ice. And that's why he is hearing this blower motor noise, but there's no air coming through the vents. And if there is any, there's hot air, probably because it's going around through a opening that shouldn't be going through because of the blockage, and is going past the heater core and is blowing hot air out of the passenger side. And I'm able to verify that, we were at like 78 degrees on the passenger side and like 31 on the driver's side, just using the infrared just against the plastics. So I don't know. Unfortunately, to
I
do
mean-
the evap temp sensor, you got to pull the dash, you got to pull the evap core. So it's not a.
Did we have this
20s.
problem in 17?
I
And
was gonna say I got
20?
an 18. I got an 18. The evap temp sensor is
No,
reading
23.
132 degrees.
Come on.
Yep,
I mean,
and the
we've
lines are
had it in-
frozen.
We've had it in 3 different years of trucks.
What up, Mr. Eric?
Howdy. You're right on time.
I know. This is how I live my life. Totally normal.
Yeah.
Don't let me stop the conversation.
No,
You get-
we
I'm
just
getting, that computer back, Eric, for that BMW. The guy messaged me today and he was like, hey, I was successful with the transformation of data. And he said, I have to say that you were a little bit wrong with how you diagnosed. You were correct that the computer was the problem for that car, but the guy that programs it is the one that gets to like really see like what's going on with it when they go to like pull the data and everything. And he said that computer would even fire up with that BMW because that pin that was broken was actually the main power pin that powers up the ECM. That's why the engine wouldn't run.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he said it was like the way you explained it was a little off. So you were correct in finding it, but the way you explained it, not necessarily correct. And he said, let me help you out. This is what it actually is. And I had to order a special connector to go in the left side of the module because I didn't actually have it for that computer. When it came in, I was able to go ahead and do everything for you. And I had to make a jerry rig to go into the back side of the pin where it goes
Yep.
into the computer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
to
the power.
it up.
Yeah,
Right.
you can't. Yeah, that's the main power pin. You have to. You have to understand or remember that when you have corrosion, it's because of electrolysis. Well, you
Yeah.
know what you need for electrolysis? You need current.
Yeah.
You never see corrosion in can lines. You never see corrosion in that stuff unless it's related to a power or ground.
Yeah. So it looks like that was a quick turnaround, a couple weeks.
good.
And
It's good. Fire right up.
well, it's I'll let you know. I'm pretty sure it's going to. It
Yeah.
was a quick turnaround for him, surprisingly, because he ordered the connector right away when he realized that night he didn't have it. He said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead and send the computer anyway. I'm going to get the connector that I need ordered right this second, and then still send it, and I'll get it back to you in a decent amount of time." For him to be not prepared for that and recover like he did, and then still get it out to me within a couple weeks, that's pretty impressive.
I think that's good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Shoot. What more could you ask for? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, you could take that to BMW and they'd be like, "Ha, your car is totaled."
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Well, and that's what was gonna happen with the car. They were literally going to junk it, and I hate to say this, but some stuff the dealer will do and some stuff it won't. Like they don't have time to focus on one guy that they're barely gonna make money off of and have to pull all of these random strings, unless it's like a senior tech like Ray or like Aaron or Ray or Cody or somebody like that that has some strings that they can pull and say, you know what, I know this customer, I want to go the extra mile to figure this out.
Right.
Normally that's not going to happen. They're not going to do that for the customer, and they just don't have time for that. But you take it to an independent shop where it can sit, and it's a little bit more like, I'm controlling the show there. It's like, do I want to get involved in this? Yeah, I want to help the guy out. I don't want the car on my lot anymore. The original owner he wants to sell the car cheap. So this old man bought it for $1,000. It looks like a great, you've seen it. It wasn't that bad. It was a decent vehicle. He bought it for $1,000. He's going to have $500-600 in the thing. And then he's going to have a driving all-wheel drive BMW, and he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Shoot, that's a hell of a deal.
I mean, I see that stuff. Man, once we're off recording, I got a story for you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I see that stuff. It's really sad and it's not like someone misdiagnosed it. It's just, a lot of people don't want to go through the work to find out if it's going to be a 5-minute fix, a $500 fix, or not worth their time.
Yeah.
It's a little risk.
It is a, I was just talking to a young fella at work, and when we get into a repair, like Ray was doing on this Monte Carlo or CPs with basket case, when you do these big jobs, I always like to set myself like a repair goal. Everybody uses lunchtime or your break time or whatever. All right, well, how far can I get until lunch? All right, my goal is I want to have this trans out and this upper oil pan out by lunch. And when you make these goals and you meet these goals on the repair, you have a little, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but you have like a satisfaction.
Oh yeah,
it's your own victory.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So I like to emphasize that, because I think it helps me get the job done, and you get to that next goal, and it's like, okay, you conquered. You got to like a stop. You always get to a stopping point, because then you got to get prepped and get ready for the next, the installation, or you got to press the ball joints out of the knuckle. All right, well, that's a whole different set of tools. Okay, break time, new gloves, bathroom, whatever.
Sure.
It's like, you kind of
Next thing you know, it's 3:00.
Exactly.
It makes time go so much faster when you're like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys are like this too, but at least my brain is wired to where if I am successful in reaching a goal or getting something fixed or doing something, maybe I'm just ahead of schedule and everything's going terribly, but I'm still ahead of schedule. It gives you the motivation to keep pushing farther and farther and farther. And then you eat lunch at 2:30 and you pass out because you waited too long to eat lunch.
Yep.
That's what's been happening to me, because I get so much done during the day, and then I don't eat lunch until like 2:30, and then I'm like
gassed out.
Oh yeah.
I'm sitting at the desk typing up. Some lady she didn't like something that we diagnosed, or she didn't like that we diagnosed something. And it was a customer supplied part, and I told her I cannot warranty a customer supplied part. I have to. It's part of the business. If you bring me a part, I'll install it. Sometimes people will work with you, sometimes they won't, but I don't want to get married to this thing when it doesn't work. So she charged us back through the credit card company $150 for the diagnosis. And I had to come up with a story today. And I'm sitting there, I ate lunch like 2:30, and I'm typing the story and my eyes are closing. Crap. Oh crap. And then my head's there and I'm like, I got to stand up. So I stood up and I'm like, 5 or 6 paragraphs in explaining to them the whole entire situation on why this doesn't need to be charged back. And here's the whole story on what actually happened. And I've never not been successful in actually, writing up a real good story for the company. And then they're like, oh, well, I guess there's not going to be a chargeback. You owe the guy his money, so you're not getting your money back. And it was one of those unfortunate situations where she came in as a sweet old lady, like really, really, really nice. You think you're doing something nice for somebody, and they really end up being very, very mean and just nasty. So
A thorn in your side.
The worst,
Yeah.
the worst is when they do a chargeback on you and you call them and they won't answer your phone call. They won't even talk to you about it.
I was
like,
going to do that, and I was
Yeah.
like, my guy was like, "Are you sure you want to do that, Rich? You might get into a bad situation trying to talk to her."
what bad situation can you get in? It's already a chargeback. How much
Yeah.
worse can it get? The
Right.
money's already on the chopping block. I call
Yeah.
people up. I get on the phone. I call people up. I've called people's wives. I've called their bosses. I don't care. Like
Eric, get him.
if you're doing something, if you're being a degenerate about paying for stuff that you received, I'm calling
Exactly.
the phone.
I
And-
gave her the option. I told her, like, look, you could buy this off eBay, and it could not work. What we know for sure, the module has corrosion in the pins, and the pin is broke inside the connector. I need to replace the module first, and I need to clean out, get the pin and stuff out of the connector. So this is the diag. We had to take apart somebody else's work. We had to put it together. They broke all these clips. You dropped it off. Some alley mechanic was working on his thing. And we had to do all this stuff to get it right. And we still only charge you an hour a diag. Like, why do you want your 1 hour back when I literally had 3 hours into just getting the computer in and everything back together? Still want some money back.
People, I mean, I had to charge back because we charge when we get freight things, we make people fill out a credit card authorization form if I haven't done business with you before. Now, if it's somebody I know, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll just take part of the phone, send an invoice, no big deal. But we had a kid that bought a Miata Torsen swap. I sell them all the time. It's the differential, axles, and the drive shaft. And he called 2 days after he paid for it and tried to cancel it. Well, it already left, man. We charge 20% restocking fee, or shipping, whichever is higher. So in this case, shipping was higher. So he sent it back, and we charged him. We refunded him everything except for what it cost both directions on shipping. And they started a chargeback, and the mom started a chargeback, and she got belligerent with me on the phone. So I called her boss, and I was like, "Do this lady call she was in customer service at I can't remember what the name of the place was, but her Facebook profile was public, so I figured out where she worked. It wasn't like I didn't call anybody names, and I was like, "Hey, you want to hear the recording of this conversation? This is your customer talking to me, or this is your employee talking to me. I hope she doesn't talk to your customers this way." And nothing ever came of it, and we had to fight the chargeback, and I think we had to settle. But I know she got a talking to. She was
Unbelievable.
solid.
What the hell is the matter with
curse
people?
words.
What's it with people fighting chargebacks and trying to get refunds? Ain't that right, Cody?
Right? You know about that.
I know all about that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
one
let's hear
thing that-
about it.
The one thing that we can definitely say with this community, everybody comes here to Ford Boss, to Rain Man, Bearded Ford Tech, everybody. We get emails from all you guys all of the time, and you guys come here and you ask questions, and this is a vehicle safe haven that you can come to and get information you need. Couple of fellas just got some recall information that they needed in their arsenal. So when they go to the dealer, I know there's a reprogram. I've seen it on my event. These are things that people want to know, and getting truthful information out that you guys can use is going to benefit you. It's going to keep your truck on the road, and that's why we're all here for an hour on Wednesdays. It's what we like to do. Keep you guys rolling. And although we all on the outside of this square, well, at least on my screen, are all alive and awake, the only person that is not alive and awake, which he might be on that yellow submarine 4 miles below the surface. That is DS Trucks. We wish him well, everybody, to DS Trucks. I appreciate you all stopping by. Come through on Friday and check out the maintenance video that we're going to be getting out to you guys. We briefly talked about it in the beginning, but this is something for all Super Duties, more so the big boy 450, 550s, but it's still going to pertain to you little guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments. If you have any inquiries about whether or not your truck has some recalls on it, either drop myself an email, CP or Ford Boss. I think he still has access to get all this information. If you guys
If not, I just
have,
bothered you.
yeah, he just bothers me.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys. Tom, Brian, Allie, Adam, Cliff Notes. Everybody, we'll see you. Thanks a lot.
See you.